What is up, y'all? This is your boy Gamertag. I'm back again with the Real Talk with Thursdays. But, you know, I had a long week at work, as you can tell. I didn't even drop a video all week because I've been so tired from working a lot of overtime. But, you know, the show must go on. Next week, I will do the show on Thursday. I'm going back to regular schedule Thursdays. But got some topics, some good topics to talk about tonight. I'm going to talk about, you know, Phil Spencer exposing the biased media. Talk about Boogie2988, you know, about, I guess, the NX information. And we're going to talk about the whole little Twitter war going on with the Xbox fan base and Respawn. And, you know, I'm neutral when it comes to that because I know some people, you know, got butthurt. But, you know, I kind of see both sides, but I'm not going to be that crazy fanboy want to, you know, be like, you know, why did you do this? Like, at the end of the day, you know, like Nick and Alex said, like, if I check my bank account, ain't no money in there. So what doing there? It ain't got nothing to do with me. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that last. But I want to talk about this NX situation first. But, you know what? Let's go and get to our introductions out the way. Get our introductions out the way. Let's go and start with you, Gamer Nick.
Yeah, this is Nick from Gamertag Incorporated here for another episode of Real Talk with Real Gamer. A day late, but hey, we're still here, right?
Hey, I try, man. I try.
Oh, real gamers got to work overtime and get that retro money.
Yeah. Hey, you see that Xbox? You see that original Xbox right there in the background? Hey, if it wasn't for the overtime, we wouldn't be able to afford it. So it is what it is, man.
All right, I was looking at that too. I'm like, damn, what is that back there?
Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey.
I got a retro store I got close by too. I need to take a trip to.
Don't hate. All right, man. All right, appreciate you. All right, let's go with you, Mr. Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. We have an interesting show for y'all tonight, so let's get this show on the road.
All right, fast and simple. All right, last but not least is going to go with you, Mr. All Day, Every Day. Thanks for coming back to my show.
What's up, everybody? It's All Day, Every Day, and I'm back to talk some games. Let's get it in.
All right. Yeah, as we was talking about before we started this podcast about this about the NX and everything, and you know, we'll talk about it, maybe debate a little bit, and I kind of see both sides. You know, what y'all coming from with All Day, Every Day, and you, Retro Bro, but I think if you look at the main picture on how mobile gaming is you know, really, really popular right now, I think Nintendo is going the right way about it. But, you know, with it's still a rumor. It's still a rumor. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read this article out so I can get a better understanding. He basically said that he talked to two people, you know, who have used it. He stated during the panel, one is somebody from Ubisoft, and he said program for it, actually, you know, really nice, and Nintendo's been working very closely with him, and that the concept is great. He went to explain the potential of the hybrid system, referencing Ubisoft Assassin's Creed franchise. Let's say you could play Assassin's Creed once you have your handheld plugged into your console, and then you could then detach the thing and take it with you and play Assassin's Creed mobile game out of your pocket. And then when you get back home, plug it directly in, you know, and now it attaches back, you know. So basically, he said that's brilliant. It's smart. It's a good idea. So taken from the game with you as you go. So he says it's a dream to code for. You know, he also notated that the Smash Brothers title is rumored, you know, launch with the console, blah, 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 that. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very innovative because nobody never thought about that. You know, Nintendo, they like to do things differently from Microsoft and Sony. And basically, you know, Reggie Fils-Aimé, he was basically clear, said he don't care about teraflops, all that. He gonna let Microsoft and Sony dogfight that power battle out, and they want to go their own direction. So basically what they're doing with this NX, I kind of somewhat believe Boogie, because he's a big YouTuber, and of course he got some sources. Of course, they're not going to reveal them themselves, so they won't lose a job. So I don't know. It's just kind of sad that it takes people from inside the fucking industry just to get us some kind of fucking NX information, and we still not hearing anything from Nintendo. So we, still can't, use this as 100% factual because we still don't. Nintendo still hadn't confirmed it. But since Boogie, is a credible source, and Boogie, he doesn't really do NX, rumor videos like a lot of people does in this community. They just hear what Emily Rogers say, and they just immediately report it on their channels. So coming from Boogie, I kind of believe it, but like you were saying, Retro Bro, like kind of like how Sega used to deal with the Dreamcast, you play the little mini games with the VMU, just to keep you occupied, just in case if you're on the go, whatever. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, a lot better than the VMU games. But having a mobile game, taking with you on the go, and if you can like unlock certain weapons or whatever character skins or whatever to play in your main game, I think that is a good idea. But I know a lot of people actually thought that this game, or this NX console, was going to be like, the next, it's going to be the next, I guess, handheld. It's going to stop with the production of the 3DS and just focus on the NX. So, the reason why I don't think that's going to happen, because the 3DS is basically, they still got games going to the damn console all through 2017. So that if you got 3DS, you still pretty much good, because there's still a lot of games coming to the system, so you're good. So with the NX, I kind of understand what you're coming from all day, every day, because you won't, Nintendo just stop with the 3DS and focus everything on the NX, so they can, take all their handheld gamers, that 50+ million install base, I think they almost at 60 million, come from that side and go to the NX, since that's going to be a console/mobile gaming device. I think they'd be perfect to get away from 3DS, but I don't think that's the case. So we're going to go ahead and try to debate about this a little bit. Let's start with you, Retro Bro. What do you think about this?
Well, it actually sounds very possible to me. I would say the biggest thing that makes it sound possible is we already know that there's a tablet currently out that does the similar things right now. Like with the tablet, you can play games and stuff to your TV, and it has where you can slide on the buttons to the tablet and use them for the games, which actually fits some of the old MX rumors we got months ago, where it showed like the little figures and stuff where the buttons and attachments slid on and it almost looked like it was a tablet. So it fits those rumors that we heard. And my thing is, I actually like this a lot, because around this time of the year, I'm really busy with school and stuff, so I don't get the game as much as I like. So it works pretty good to be able, when I can play a little in the house, play a little, but if I'm out like catching the bus to go to like to work or to go to school, and I know it's going to be like an hour, 2-hour bus commute, I can go ahead and play games a little bit too. I think the way it works is just a matter of being able to do some extra gaming that contributes towards your main game. Like, I don't think it's going to be anything like buying 2 separate games or 2 completely different games. Like, for any of you guys that remember the VMU for the Sega Dreamcast, if you played Sonic Adventure 2 and you did the Chow Garden, it was a mini game that got you stuff for your actual game. So it actually contributed to your main game. So when you were playing your main game, if you didn't want to spend a lot of time in the Chow Garden, when you were on the go, away from your Dreamcast, then you could do stuff in the Chow Garden and put it in your main game for rewards, which was really cool. So if Nintendo kind of follows that theory with how the NX works with mini games and stuff, especially little side quests for RPG games that you know are really tedious, I think that's a good direction to go.
Okay. That's all you got on that?
Yeah.
All right. What about you all day, every day? What do you think about this?
About the Nintendo NX?
Yeah, about the NX, and with the most recent rumors, it might not be that mobile handheld game that you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of overwhelming. I mean, underwhelming. I thought it was going to be a full game you'd be able to take with you, and then you can go play it at home and have maybe a better graphic fidelity of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Playing little mini games on the go. I do understand that the handheld market is taking a little bit of a hit just because of the mobile devices.
Mhm.
So I feel that Nintendo making that Mario Run for the iOS that's coming out.
Yeah.
I think that's a really, really dope idea that they're doing that, and I hope it is very successful. You've seen the success of Pokemon Go and things of that nature. So to have big childhood franchises on a mobile device, I think that's awesome. So I feel like the NX is going to be in a weird place, but I mean I think it's going to be the same old. They're going to have around 10 games the whole lifespan.
Oh shit!
And that are going to be 10 amazing games. 10 amazing games. You know what I mean? Everything else will be bloatware. Or, Ubisoft is pretty happy with the Nintendo NX so far, so maybe they might have some 30s apart by that publisher. I don't know, but I mean, I wish Nintendo the best, man, but I don't know if they're ready to step in 2016 yet.
Like
So
I
go ahead.
like I kind of feel like this sounds like it may be a bad idea, but considering the direction that Microsoft and Sony are both going right now with gaming, they're essentially becoming weak versions of PCs. So for console gamers that are stubborn and really don't want to go to the PC side, and they're aggravated with the fact that they're really becoming PCs with their consoles, Nintendo is essentially the niche market right now because they're still going to give you first-party games, which you're not getting a lot of from Sony and Microsoft. And then on top of that, you have the combination of being able to play in your house or on the go with the same game. So it's bridging the gap without becoming full-on PC. So I feel like people that are afraid to take that leap, this is probably the best thing for them now because Nintendo is still there for them.
Okay. What about you, Gamer Nick? What do you think about this situation?
Let's see. Well, I mean, in a way, like I said, like
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm tired too, man. So like,
yeah.
When I first heard like when they're talking about when they're giving an example with Assassin's Creed, how they were like, oh yeah, you play the game at home, and then if you take the tablet, you can play like a mobile version of the game that adds to the main game when you get home again. That was, if you think about it, just a bit disappointing because you think, oh, like you can play this game anywhere. You can take it with you and go play on the bus or to work or whatever. But we're not entirely sure how they're going to do this whole thing yet. So who knows? They might have some games where you can actually take the whole game there. It's hard to tell. I mean, but the problem here is like if people are, if this is how it is, and then people are kind of upset about it, it's like you only have yourselves to blame because you just made up your own reality of what this thing is going to be. See what I'm saying? So we still don't have any official word. This doesn't seem like, I don't really watch Boogie all that much, but this just doesn't seem like something he'd just make up though. He seems like he heard something and probably heard the right thing from the right person. So people out there are dropping hints to what the NX really is.
So he only talking about like on this channel. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't think he has any reason to lie. I mean, it's not like he's pretty popular as is. He's not just like spouting bullshit to get views like some other people. But it's like, so I don't think he would have anything to gain. And if he got wrong information, it's not really his fault because he talked to people who swear up and down they had access to the NX at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We'll see. Like we still have yet to see. I mean, other than the whole consistent rumor is the whole hybrid thing at this point. I mean, out of everything that we've been hearing for the longest time, like this is the one that seems to stick the most. But we all kind of figured it'd be something like this anyway because they were talking about this kind of thing. Nintendo might be doing this way before they even like made the offhand announcement of the NX. So.
Okay, that's all I got on that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not really anything mind-blowing information, so we don't have. I still don't think there's anything to get too excited about because we still don't.
I do have one question for the whole panel though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Now, do you guys think that Zelda deserved Game of the Show by IGN compared to everything else that was there? just that one game? Was it that really? Was it groundbreaking to you guys?
Well, for a Zelda game, yes.
Yeah, that's more or less what I was gonna say. Brown Graken for Nintendo, yes. As far as any other game, no. But I think
Well,
the fact that Nintendo gave everyone something they wanted with one of their biggest franchises was just enough to make people happy.
Yeah, because I think people want to play a Zelda game that plays like Skyrim, and this looks pretty damn close to that. So I think that's why people got excited about it. Now they're getting a Zelda game that is basically, this whole open world, do what you want kind of thing. Play at your own pace. Don't worry about the story. Just giant, massive world where if you can see, you can go there, like they were saying. So, like, there have already been plenty of games like this before, but like to see a Zelda game do it is like, even though it's not really anything new, it's still new for Zelda, and that kind of like putting that kind of stuff in the Zelda world is pretty amazing.
Okay, let me ask you this: when the last time have we had a broken Zelda game? Unplayable, just like everything about the game was just, yeah, like just about most of the games.
Twilight Princess on the
Go ahead.
Did have a game-breaking glitch in it if you did it right.
Well, I could say like the main storyline Zelda games, not the Fort Swords and these little mini other games. But like if you want to talk about Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, like these games were groundbreaking because of the quality of this game. Zelda always been a popular franchise, and it's that franchise that comes every 5 to 6 years. So, when you have a Zelda, okay, if you got a Call of Duty game at E3 and you got a Zelda game, who do you think the crowd's going to go to see, which game they want to look at? They're going to go to the Zelda game because they don't get that as often as they get Call of Duties or Assassin's Creeds. Like, we get that just about every year. And like I say, like Zelda games, we know what to expect. And plus, as a matter of fact, we didn't even expect the little voice acting. It wasn't much, but it was enough to get a lot of people excited. It's a lot of stuff that they shown us, at E3 with the Zelda game that we couldn't even do in the previous Zelda games. So you craft your items instead of going to these little merchants and buying your stuff. So I thought it was a groundbreaking game. I don't want to sound like no fanboy here, but I've always been a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda franchise. But if you don't go by graphics, like graphics don't matter when it comes to Nintendo. I know some people want to compare Zelda Breath of the Wild versus like Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes, Horizon Zero Dawn looks like a hell of a game. Graphics look beautiful. Like, come on, that's Guerrilla Games. Like, y'all know what Guerrilla Games does. You kills a kill zone. Like, you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. That's why I said, when the last time have we had a broken Zelda game? We know what to expect. With these games that we get with these developers these days, it's like we gotta have day one patches every freaking time. I'm not saying Nintendo is perfect. They're not. They sometimes they got their issues. But when it comes to releasing their games day one, a lot of times I'll be satisfied because we don't have these issues like we have in these games these days. So, that's why people said Zelda's the game of the show, because like I said, it's like a once every 5 year deal. So I don't know. It's just a little opinion, man. Like,
it's also one of those things where when you already have a cult fan base, making small changes is just naturally a game changer because there's two big effects you're doing. The first effect is you're doing some things that some people within the fan base might have thought of that they thought you were never going to give them. And then the second thing you're doing is for people that were curious but have certain things that turn them away from the game, you kind of intrigue them. And I would say the best example of this theory would be if you look at Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has a cult fan base too, and a lot of people won't touch it because they thought it was stupid that you take turns, going between attacks. But the minute they started making Final Fantasy games where you could finally move around, you hear a lot of people saying, I've always thought Final Fantasy looked good and the story was cool, but I thought the turn-based thing was stupid. So now that you can move around, I'm definitely going to buy it. And a lot of people are saying that just off that little tweak. So more or less, this is the same thing with Zelda, where there's some things that people wanted that would get them to actually try the game where they wouldn't before. And it's hooking them in.
You know, like I say, they made a whole bunch of changes. Like not the change that people don't like. They're making like changes that we love with this Zelda game. And like I say, man, the franchise is really great. It's fantastic. It's not graphically demanding, in which a lot of people want. A lot of people wanted that that demo. Remember that Zelda demo for the Wii U? Everybody wanted those graphics, but when they finally showed how the new Zelda game looks, some people was disappointed, and some people was like, you know, it looks really cool. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I like the art style. It's kind of like how with the Wind Waker, when they first came out on the GameCube, like a lot of people gave that game flack. But at the end of the day, when they actually played the game, everybody fell in love with the game. You know, sometimes Nintendo, they knock it out of the ballpark with changing things around, but at the same time, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot with completely changing these games, like the franchise. Like we could, for instance, Paper Mario. Yes, Color Splash came out today. Okay, it has some favorable reviews. You know, it looks cool. I'm not trashing the game, but the original fans of the Paper Mario series wanted the RPG elements, and ever since they took the RPG elements out the game, a lot of the fans don't even want to touch that game because they was used to the old style, and they just don't want to adopt to the new style. That's why a lot of people calling it color trash. You know, the game looks okay. I saw the trailer. It looks fun, but like I say, man, when you got that old fan base, you know, they don't like change. Some of them don't like change.
The RPG elements went from like that they had in Paper Mario, they moved over to the Mario and Luigi series, which is, you know, in my opinion, a better RPG between the two.
Yeah, I almost bought that today at that store I go to. They had Super Mario RPG, and they had Ninja Turtles Turn in Time. I was like, oh my god! I was like, man, I wanted these games, but I'm not gonna be paying those $60. Mafia, was that Mafia 2?
Oh, we could talk about how Lost Odyssey's price went crazy up too.
Yep, that right there kind of pisses me off. Like every time these games get announced backwards compatible, GameStop always jack the price up. It pisses me off. It really does. So if I don't know, if I was y'all, man, if y'all do want to play some of these games on your Xbox One, I suggest you just buy a whole bunch of 360 games that's already cheap before they jack the price up. It's just stupid, dude. So I don't know, man. Is that everybody? Everybody on that NX situation, or still want to talk a little Nintendo?
No, we good. We good.
All right, anybody else? All right. Let's go get to our next topic. Okay. I know you've been hearing this a lot, you know, past couple of years with the whole entire media been very biased towards the Xbox fan base and just Microsoft period. And it's been times that we actually see the bias. But I'm not going to say that the whole entire industry shits on them. I'm not going to say that, you know, because Microsoft, they do got their flaws, but Sony, they not perfect themselves. And I feel that a lot of times people put Sony on the pedestal, but everything Microsoft does is, you know, it's just not right. But Phil Spencer, he came out and he basically, let me see if I can find an article. I don't know. He just basically said that these journalists, whatever, they do these reviews sometimes for clickbait, whatever, to get people going their either their YouTube channel or, you know, go click on our article, whatever. And he used Forza Horizon as an example that one of the reviewers the actual reviews on Metacritic. So his review count for Metacritic for Forza Horizon, in which that reviewer gave Forza Horizon 3 a 4 out of 10, in which I don't even know what to say about that, because everywhere you go, everybody getting this game 9s and 10s and 9.5. Like, everybody's praising the game.
Wait, so what gave it a 4?
Huh?
What'd you say got a 4?
Forza Horizon 3 got a 4 out of 10 from some. I forgot the name of that reviewer, but that his review count on Metacritic, and he basically brought that up because that's not the first time that games on Microsoft on the Xbox One that you feel that it could have got a higher score. We could go just look at the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. How come that score got a really low score compared to the original Gears of War? Right. On the Xbox 360, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And this game is remastered.
Right. So, and if anything, it should be better.
It's yes, everything was better. The graphics was enhanced. Everything was better. But why does the I believe the Metacritic score of the original Gears of War got like a 93. So why did the remastered one get like I think like an 83 or 84? I know it got like at least 10 points lower than the one that was on the Xbox 360. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
And we can go by Rise of the Tomb Raider, in which it got a good score of 89. But this is based on opinions. You know, I feel that everything Naughty Dog does, it gets 90 plus review, 90 plus Metacritic. Even though Uncharted 3 is my least favorite of the series, but it still managed to get a 92 Metacritic score. Rise of the Tomb Raider shits on Uncharted 3. So why does it get a lower score? Is it because of the stigma of the Uncharted? I guess the fans, like everybody know that this game is going to be good. They just know. The reviewers going to know, even though they don't really point out the flaws of the game. They just give them a random 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 score without even judging the game. Compared to like a game that's similar to it, like Rise of Tomb Raider, like it does more compared to the Uncharted 3 or just Uncharted, just the series in general. Like you get to craft your items, you get to carry more items, like you get to upgrade, you get to do a whole bunch of stuff. One thing that kind of turned me off with Uncharted 4, I liked the game, but Rise of Tomb Raider, like it was so good. Majority of the game, you get to play the game. About half the game of Uncharted 4, it's just cinematics. Like I want to play the damn game. There's more action in Rise of Tomb Raider. You get to do more. So why does Rise of the Tomb Raider get a lower score? I don't understand. You know, why does Forza Horizon 3 get, say, 4 out of 10 from some random reviewer, but his review counts on Metacritic, but everybody else is praising? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But then again, they want clicks. They want clicks. It's not the first time this has happened, man. We can go by, I forgot that I asked another reviewer that reviewed Quantum Break. He didn't like Quantum Break. Well, he don't know. It's not that. He doesn't like third-person shooters, so he gave Quantum Break a 4 out of 10. Like, these reviews,
that's what I'm saying. At the end,
it's like this. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, a review is still based on a person's opinion, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about that. But this is what I'm getting at. Like, if you're going to review a game, like if you don't like that certain game, if you just like this, if you don't like
you
football,
shouldn't be reviewing it then.
Don't review Madden. If you don't like basketball, don't review NBA 2K. That's what I'm getting at. It just doesn't make sense. That's why you can't really go by these reviewers sometimes. Matter of fact, I don't really go by these reviews. Sometimes I watch them just to see the Xbox fan base get all pissed off. And it's funny sometimes. You know, they get pissed off, or even Sony fan base. They got all pissed off because somebody gave Uncharted. Was it Uncharted 4 or Last of Us a 4 out of 10? Somebody gave one of them games a really bad score, and just for clicks. I forgot who it was, but
I think it was the Wall Street Journal.
It was a Wall Street Journal? For no reason.
Or some website that for some reason reviewed the game and gave it a 4 out of 10, and it caused the Metacritic score to drop by 1 point.
Yeah.
And somebody started a petition to make sure that review gets stricken from the record, so it brings the point up by 1 on Metacritic. I'm thinking, like, really? And, like, the funny part about that is the voice actor Troy Baker, like, promoted it. He promoted fuck. I just said the word.
Yeah, it's funny and it's sad. Like, you know, we got fanboys inside this gaming industry that's actually reviewing these games. Like, we don't need that, man. We need honest people to review these damn games. Do I think Halo 5 deserves to be at a 90 plus Metacritic score? I don't think so, but it deserves a better score than an 81. You know, the game is still good. Well, why does all Naughty Dog games be at a 90 plus, but when it comes to Halo, now Gears of War is an 85. I'm not trying, you know, I ain't trying to knock the game, but you know, actually a lot of people is praising this game, but you got some of these guys giving it a 7 out of 10. I think the lowest what's the lowest Gears of War 4 got? Was it 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10? Anybody
Somebody
know?
gave it a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10?
Oh, hey, that reminds me. Hey, funny story. Yeah, it got a 7 out of 10, and you'll never guess who came to the defense of Gears of War 4.
Who?
You're gonna love this. Hip Hop Gamer.
What? He came to
I
the
shit you not. I saw that.
What?
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Damn. I'm like really surprised.
He came to the defense of Gears of War 4, and I'm like, there's no way that really happened.
Damn, that's a surprise because he usually sucks Sony's cocks all the time.
I don't know. I'm see if I can find the tweet. I don't know. It was like fucking weird. Like, I couldn't believe I saw it either.
Anyway, let's go dig deep into this reviews, man. Retro, do you even trust reviewers anymore, or should you just try it out for yourself before even just get whatever they say? What do you think, man?
There are reviewers I trust, but I have like my own inside sources that I go to. They're not really big, super big, like say IGN, et cetera, et cetera. But I have like my own inside sources, and then I have like my own thing that I do when I listen to reviews. Like, I don't pay attention to scores because to me, scores are irrelevant. What I pay attention to when I watch reviews are they showing footage in the game where I can positively identify what I think is good or bad about it. And then the other thing I use to identify is the pros and cons. So I completely ignore a score. And my main reason for ignoring a score is because, to be honest, scores are subjective to the individual. So somebody can say a score, and just because they say a score, you may interpret it wrong. Like, you don't really understand their grading scale. Like, an 80 to you can be different to me, even though I gave it the same number. Like, perfect example, out of everyone in the panel, what would you consider to be considered an average score for a game?
Average?
Like, what number would you guys consider?
Maybe a
6 to 7.
6.5 out of 10.
See,
For what
and you
game?
say 6 to 7. To me, an average game would be a 5 because it's out of 10 and it's half of it. So you see, you can't really go off the number because everyone's opinion is going to be different as far as the grading scale. So that's why I never go off of numbers. Now, as far as this whole thing with Phil, I understand what he's saying, and I understand why he's upset, because the truth is, to anyone that's casual, they do pay attention to scores. Like, I was watching NWN's video like last week, and he was trolling GameStop, and when he was trolling GameStop, he plays around and acts like he's somebody else on the phone, but he was talking to this one girl that worked at GameStop, and she said that she didn't like such and such game because IGN gave it a bad review. And he got so mad that he went out of character when he was originally just trolling. And he's like, wait, so you mean to tell me you don't think for yourself? You've never tried the game, but you said you know it's bad because IGN gave it a bad review? And that's how a lot of people think. So as a company, I can see where he would be mad about that because it's bad press that he knows negatively affects him. But unfortunately, he also has to face the fact that when it comes to winning and losing, the sheeple follow winners. Like right now, Sony is in first place, so that's what they're going to follow. So until his brand is number one, that's just the way it's going to be. I mean, if we look at going to UFC, everybody was talking about Ronda Rousey back when she was winning, but the minute she lost, you don't hear much about her and anymore. Everybody was all on her. Then if we look at the Warriors, you had a lot of people watching basketball that cared nothing about basketball because they were so excited about the Warriors hype. They got dethroned, and all those people left, and it got real quiet. So that's just sheeple. They're gonna go with the winner.
And then I think too, with the review thing, like, I got mixed feelings about it because I mean sometimes I like, say I'm gonna use Mafia 3. That's what I'm currently playing right now. I'm gonna use that as an example. YouTube was kind of in a McFlurry, and people were GameSpot was putting out videos, IGN was putting out videos, other reviewers were putting out videos about how I guess the review copies they wouldn't get until launch. Now, strategically, that's very smart on the developer because a lot of times when games get bad reviews, it kind of depicts the sales. You know what I mean? Usually, the review copies come out where they get them like a week early or a couple weeks early, maybe a week. and the review comes out before the game launches. So that depicts people's judgment on maybe the pre-order sales, and it stunts that. You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of these reviewers, the ones, I mean, I want to say sometimes they should just say this is a sponsor review, because most of these reviews are sponsored, dude. They're getting paid, they're getting checks. It's a known fact. It's been going on for years with OneUp and IGN, GameSpots. I mean, certain games have contracts. They have deals for these reviews, man. That's why when you go on their websites, you'll see ads on the sides for the game, like for 2 weeks straight. You know, pre-order now, pre-order now. I mean, it's a dark place, man, when it comes to authentic reviews, man. Like, for someone who I played Mafia 2, beat it 100% of it. I knew that this Mafia 3 would be good. I mean, I do have my things I don't like about it, but that doesn't overshadow that, you know, I like the franchise. You know, I mean, that's not gonna someone giving it a 5 out of 10 is not gonna affect my fun. You know what I mean? And I think a lot, like you said, a lot of casuals, they care about numbers because they're spending their dollar, because they don't buy a lot of games.
Yep.
So spending that $60 is a big commitment to them. So they want to make sure what they buy is great. It's amazing. It's the best game they ever played. You know, that's why a lot of casual gamers buy Call of Duty. Because guess what? As much stuff as we talk about Call of Duty in this day and age, and us as hardcore, we're tired of the franchise. But the game runs good, it looks good, and it's quick fun. You know what I mean? Those are the elements that casual gamers look for. So that's why overall, Call of Duty always gets a high score. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think reviewers, I think, you know, I kind of pay attention to more of a user reviews than the actual journalist that's reviewing it.
Okay. What about you, Nick? What do you think about this?
Oh, the only other thing I want to say real quick is like I think if I was Phil in this situation, I would have handled things a little better, because like I understand what he was saying. What he was saying was the truth, but it still came off to me almost like he was whining to some degree. And I feel like, you know, being a manager in his position, he's been in the game for a while, so he knows how this works. So I feel like he probably should have addressed the press better about this. Like, I would have been like, okay, as of right now, we're currently in second place. So everyone wants to be with the Sony camp. Everybody expects everything to be like Sony, even if we're not the same brand. So I'm going to expect our reviews to be down a little bit. On the other hand, being that we're Microsoft, what we can do is we can give you good quality games. We can give the people what they want, and we know that if we make our people and our customers satisfied by word of mouth, they'll tell people why they like it and why they like our brand, and eventually that will go over and do better than the reviews.
I
Which in
got one.
most,
I got
which
one
in
question.
most cases, advertisement is good, but word of mouth always beats out advertisement anyway. I feel like he would have handled it like a G if he worded it that way, because right now it came off more like he was whining to me personally.
Did you guys feel like, I don't know, I've been kind of seeing it. I think that I'm gonna see if you guys agree with me. The whole panel. When multiplats come out for either system, I have seen instances where they knock the Xbox One. I think it gets knocked down automatically for not hitting 1080p by most reviewers. Oh, it looks a little washed out on Xbox One. It's the same exact game. I mean, you know, if you're really that meticulous about it, fine. But they always knock Xbox those points in the beginning of most reviews because of, oh, on Xbox it looks a little worse. Oh, on Xbox is a little more choppy. And the same games they talk about, the same games I play, I don't really see it. The things that they say, yeah, maybe the resolution a little bit, but I mean, is that really enough to knock down points off a game?
I'm gonna say yes and no here, and I'll explain why. Yes, because that's literally what casual gamers look for. They look for better graphics. They don't care about frame rate or how that affects the gameplay. They're just looking for better graphics. On the other hand, I would say if you're a hardcore gamer, you know better, so it would be no for us. But yeah, that's mostly what casuals look for. Like even though there is a bias against Xbox as of right now because Sony's in first place, notice that the media almost completely agree with Xbox when it comes to the Scorpio because it's given 4K power, and they essentially, for the most part, laugh at the the PS4 Pro. I mean, there's some that's saying, well, the PS4 Pro is cheaper, so it's going to do better. But a lot of the media actually sided with the Scorpio when they heard it was going to do 4K.
And if the Scorpio's on paper, that's vaporware. We don't even know what that thing's gonna do.
They just heard better graphics, and that was enough for them.
If it's like this. If the reviewers, if they treat every game equally and knock off points for whatever, like let's say bad loading times or little frame rate issues or little bugs and glitches and all that, then I think a lot of these games will have scores in what they got. For instance, Recore, in which Phil Spencer, he did brought up, and he did, he did mention that he thought that it was kind of scored unfairly, but I think they got like a 63 Metacritic score, and I think they did knock off a little bit too many points. Well, I think it deserves an 8 out of 10. No, I don't think so. I think it deserves at least a 7.5 out of 10. It's a new IP, it's fresh, it's a platformer, but then again, like it's a platform. Platform don't really get praises like they used to unless it's on Nintendo. Nintendo, they got that handle over there. If you get a 90 plus Metacritic score on a platformer, you got to beat out Nintendo. And Ratchet and Clank didn't do it. Jack and Dexter didn't do it. What else? What's that other one on PS4? Little Big Planet didn't do it. Knack didn't do it. It's hard. So since the platformer genre is, I won't say it's becoming irrelevant because we get more platforming games coming out like Ukulele. I think Jack and Dexter is coming out, and of course Crash Bandicoot, they remaking those, so they trying to bring it back. But if you want to look at the Bloodborne situation, long loading times, some droppage in frame rates, basically the same stuff that they knock off on Recore. How did Bloodborne get a 90 plus score, critically acclaimed game, and Recore get damn near what they got, 63 Metacritic score? Like a lot of this shit is kind of treated unfairly. It's not equally. I know people say it's a different genre. It does not matter. It does not matter. If this game got the same issues that other game over there, why not treat that game the same? Be fair. That's what I'm saying. Having reviewers review games that they don't like that genre, that's not fair. If you want to sell this game to the general public, to these casuals, like, yes, you want the highest Metacritic score because people, they actually even asked about that. Matter of fact, it's been a few times that I went to GameStop or Walmart, and some of these older casual gamers, they don't really game that much. They go word of mouth about, well, this certain game got a low score, so I don't want that. So they going by what this reviewer said and what that reviewer said, and of course that game lost a sale because of the biasness of that review. But like I say, man, there is a lot of biasness in this gaming industry, and that's why I don't take these reviewers as serious, because a lot of these reviewers inside this gaming industry are nothing but closet fanboys, and it's just how it is, man.
Honestly, too, it's like a business move. Like, so it goes deeper level, and it's frustrating, but there's nothing we can do about that because it legitimately is a business move. And what I mean by business move is, like, think about GameStop. In my opinion, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I think it's unfair when you go in GameStop and way more than the person that works there, but then if you try to get a job there, you can't, and they won't hire you when they find out how much you know about gaming. Because the job is to sell what they want you to.
Hold on 1 second. I have to butt in on this one, dude. I'm not gonna tell you how many times I've asked to apply at GameStop back in the days, and dude, it's such a runaround.
They hire people that know nothing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like I said, like only time people would like. As soon as I open my mouth and I start talking about games, and of course, obviously, I know more than them most of the time, then they'll kind of turn their attention to me and then be more engaged, and then I'll ask them about the job. Oh, well, just apply, dude, and yeah, talk to so and so, and then like, nah, I'm good. What I mean? Like,
yeah, because the thing is, it's like working. Yeah, it's like working any other job. They want somebody who's just going to sell the product. If you have way too much knowledge and you tell the customer the
Oh, you're
truth,
lazy. You're lazy. Or you're lazy. You play games too much. Or you're gonna. We have a deal with Sony, and you're an Xbox guy. We can't have you. You know what I mean?
exactly.
We still need to get Nick's input on this, man. Well, what about you, Nick? What you think about this?
In all honesty, I gave up on game review scores a long time ago because at this point, there was a time where they actually meant something. I'm not going to lie. I would go to like back in the magazine days before internet and everything like that, where like you could go to some trusted sources and they would give a full-on opinion about the game. Now it's like we're in the age of the internet and everybody has a different opinion about games and stuff like that. And it's like, but it's always the same. It's like, if a game gets a high score, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, it's a good game. And then if it gets a bad score, it's like, well, I guess they didn't pay the company. I guess they didn't pay the review sites enough money to get a high score. And it's like, really? Is it possible that maybe one game was good and the other one just kind of sucked? And another thing about is like now that every time a game gets a bad review, it's like somebody somewhere has an agenda. It's like, oh well, the reason why it's like this is because of bias, because this. It's like it's hard to tell if that's true or not. You don't know because now you can't really trust these game reviews because like everybody has different opinion on why the games are like this. Nobody wants to say things like, well, I guess the game might be good, or I guess the game might actually be bad. It's like either they're being paid off to give good review scores, or they're not. And it's like, you can't tell anymore. So it's like, basically, here's how it is. You buy a game, either like it or you don't. You're either happy you spent the money on it, or you're just like, well, I guess that's money I lost. Good for me, I guess, but shit, now I know better. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't really give a shit about the game scores anymore, and like it's just ridiculous to get to the point that whenever a game gets a bad review score now, it's like, oh, it's an agenda. Oh, they're biased against us or something like that. It's like maybe your game was just not good. I mean, it's possible. Maybe your game was average. It didn't do anything groundbreaking. It didn't do anything super. Like it was still a good game and people liked it. They just didn't like it as much as the other game the other day. You know, it's just like how it is.
Did one thing I wanted to say before we get off this topic. I don't know if do you guys follow Jim Sterling by any chance?
I was about to get into that right now, but you about to bring up the Digital Homicide thing?
Yeah, go. If you want to talk about it, go ahead. I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, see, right there is like the prime example of this. Like, the Digital Homicide made a game. It didn't exactly get the best reviews. And first of all, Digital Homicide tried to sue Jim Sterling because he gave the game a bad review.
Yeah.
And then, then they wanted to know then they went to Steam, and they demanded to know the addresses of everybody, the emails, like the email addresses and home addresses of the people who gave the game, because it has user review scores on Steam. So like they wanted to know the names and addresses of everybody who gave it a bad user score, and they wanted to sue them too. Like they were going to find and sue everybody who gave them a bad review. I mean, Steam pretty much took their game off of kicked their game off of the server. You can't buy it there anymore, as far as I know. And they said, no, we don't do this. It's not how this works.
Right.
Like, you can't just sue people because they didn't like your game. That's where we're going with these game companies. Now they're like, oh, well, if you don't like your game, we're going to sue you because you said bad things about our game. Instead of seeing it like, wow, well, where can we improve? What did we do wrong? Like, if we continue on this series, what would you like to see that you would like to play this game? Where did we mess up? Stuff like that. Instead, it's like, well, you're wrong. We're suing you, and because you defamed our game.
Did that issue result in Steam doing that whole overhaul with the review system?
I think it helped.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know. I think that was part of the reason why they did that.
Well, now I guess you only can review games. Like it tells you if this was bought by Steam users or not, right? That's how it goes now.
Well, if you got how does it go? If you got a review copy or a
Right.
review code and you worked for that company or something like that, I could be wrong on this. Like you can review it, but your review won't count.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's pretty much how it works. Like if you
The
look
only
at Steam,
the only user reviews that count is if they bought the game.
Yeah, if they bought the game. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Makes sense.
yeah, like your reviews will be seen on Steam, but none of the scores go towards the weighted
It
average.
won't count towards the overall score.
Like the 50%, the 60% of negative,
Right.
positive. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
Yeah.
It won't be in that pool.
So if you worked on the game and got a review copy and said this game is great, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's nice, but guess what? It doesn't contribute to this overall score that the actual people who bought the game get to say.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It
Like I
is,
said-
especially since kids these days be on this gangbang like whole perspective. Like if they see something going in one direction, they'll just follow the mob and follow it. So if they see a bunch of people putting up likes and stuff, they'll follow it. Or if a bunch of people voting something down, they'll follow it just to keep the number increasing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Reviews are really key, and I know a lot of people, especially the hardcore gamers, they don't really look at that because they know what to expect because they saw a lot of gameplay footage. They know what it's about. But like we had that discussion last week with the casuals versus fanboys, we need casuals because casuals buy more consoles than the actual fanboys. Look at the PS4, for example. Look at the Wii, for example. I could bring up that only 20 million out of 40 plus million only subscribe to the PS Plus. So that tells you a lot of casuals bought it. So it is very key for these casuals.
But you have to take into account how many of those are still on PS3 and didn't get a PS4 yet.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have these casuals, and you got to keep these casuals up to beat, like with these games and stuff. But a lot of them, they don't really pay attention to the bullshit inside the industry like we do. But with these biased reviews, that we even see it. The Forza Horizon 3, for example, like, come on, man, let's don't be stupid here. This is a groundbreaking game, and when it comes to racing games on the Xbox, Microsoft they really put their foot in those games. Like, how the hell can you give that game a 4 out of 10? So that's why Phil Spencer brought that up, because they do it for clicks. So why them do it for clicks? Probably potentially, right there, it's like this. If Forza wound up getting like a 80 Metacritic score, and some casual, gamer, they going word out of mouth, be like, well, this such and such reviewer or this such and such reviewer gave this game a 5 out of 10 for some bullshit reason. They're going by that reviewer for giving a bad score, but not going by the other reviewer for getting like a 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Like, they don't really keep up, to date of these games that's coming out like we do. So that's why having good review scores is really important in today's gaming industry. But that's why I said that if you are a reviewer and you don't like that genre, don't review the game. And we see it all the time. Like I said a while ago, with the reviewer that reviewed Quantum Break, he doesn't like third-person shooters. So he gave that game a 4 out of 10. Like, come on, man. Like, that reviewer was dead on arrival. Before he even started reviewing the game, he know he didn't like it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these reviewers cannot be trusted by half the times, man. But like I said, I don't pay attention to that shit. The Halo 5 score, review score, I didn't, too much like it. It could have gotten better, but I didn't keep it, from me buying it. That's probably why it hadn't sold as much as we thought it was going to sell. Because I think Halo 5 been out about a year now, something like that. Usually by a year, Halo games usually sell about between 7 million, and it's like around 4 or 5 million. So that probably potentially kills some of their sales because some of these casuals, went by word, word from somebody that this game got a bad review, for some, whatever. But at the end of the day, man, it's about opinions. Like, everybody have their own opinions. You don't have to go by everybody's opinions. Just go by your opinion. Just look for yourself to see if you actually want this game or not. So I don't know, man. It's like, it doesn't faze us because we know what the hell is going on in this industry. We know what to expect with some of these games. Do I think Gears of War 4 deserves an 85? I think it deserves a 90 plus because you know what? The rest of the Gears of War games got a 90 plus. If you don't want to include, Judgment, and they all played the same. It's the story, about the same. They're good, just like the Uncharted games. They all got 90 plus review scores. And I forgot what Uncharted 4 got, but it seemed like the Xbox franchises, their games are going down as far as reviews, as their Metacritic scores, but the Sony, they're either staying the same or they're going up. So I do kind of see the bias that's going on inside this industry, and it sucks, man. It really does suck, especially if you're an Xbox fan. I won't say it sucks for me because I'm going to get the game, whether it has a good score or a bad score because I'm a huge fan of that franchises, but overall, it can basically kill some of their sales because a lot of these casual gamers are going to go buy what that person said. So I don't know, man. What do y'all think, man? It sucks.
Think about Uncharted, right? This, for example, I never played 1. I played 2. I sat there in one session. I stayed up for around 14 hours, 15 hours, beat the whole game, couldn't get off of it. I loved it, right? I bought 3. Bought 3, played through maybe I say to the second act, quit. To me, it was repetitive. I got tired of it. It just wasn't fun. I bought my PS4 in May or June this year. Got Uncharted 4. Wait, Uncharted came out in April, right? I think.
I think so.
I got it I think so. April. So I bought Uncharted 4. Dude, like the second act, I was already done. I was like, you know what? I know this game gets so much praise. It gets perfect 10s everywhere. But coming off of Tomb Raider, I kind of liked it better. I mean, I like the story better than Uncharted, of course, because that's what the main selling point is, the story and the way how it looks. Mm-hmm. But Uncharted will get 10s up and down every single time, no matter what. They gave you a rope. That's all they did. They gave you a rope and some more action cutscenes, and it wasn't even that many compared to other titles. But Gears comes out, brand new installment. Yeah, I understand that all the franchises stay within their envelope, as in not really taking chances and staying safe with the same one-two step. But come on, at least Gears can get at least what Gears 3 got. You know what I mean? At least the same score around there. Knock off a couple points. But if it's Uncharted, oh man, can't do no wrong. Last of Us can't do no wrong. I mean, Last of Us was a masterpiece. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, that was a really good game. I can't really say nothing but Last of Us. That game was like one of the best games I ever played.
I'm gonna tell you how good of a game it was. It was a system seller for me. I didn't have a PS3. My friend, my roommate had one. I played Infamous on there, and then when I seen Last of Us, I was really into it on the videos. I couldn't find GameStop that had no more PS3s. I had to go on Craigslist, find a PS3. The next day, bought Last of Us. That's what exclusives should do to the gamer. And exclusives should make you go grab that console just for that one title. You know what I'm saying? And that time, I think, is over. It's over. Exclusives are getting lower. I mean, getting less and less prominent in the console's lifespan. I mean, multi-plats sell consoles, period. Exclusives don't. Period. That's just the way it's going, and that's basically due to, social media and these reviews, man. It's killing the passion for the game. When the developers, develop their game, don't you think that kind of messes with their psyche a little bit from their previous game? Like, the criticism stuff they get. Don't you think that affects their development and what kind of innovation they put into the game? Come on, man. They're human beings just like us, man. They can get discouraged as well. You know what I mean? So
that's why I said they need to get these reviewers that's actually familiar with that style of game or that genre. So they can be more familiarized with that.
IGN does it. IGN does it. What's his name? Ryan McCaffrey. He reviews every Xbox exclusive. Every single one. Most of them, except Forza.
Okay, if he reviews all of them, is he a fan of those exclusives? Like, not being a fan of those games. Like, is he a fan of those genres? Don't review something if you don't like that style of game.
Right, that's true. That's true.
That's why I'm saying. Like the Quantum Break situation. Like I'm not saying this game deserves 10s all across the board, but you don't like third-person shooter, but you gave the game a 4 out of 10. Like come on, dude. Come on. Like
I don't
that
like spaghetti, but you're gonna make me eat it and expect you to say it to me. Like,
that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense. You know, we see this shit on an everyday basis. You know, we go to the Xbox news, go to the PlayStation news. You know, we see it. It's not about we being Xbox or we hate PlayStation. No, it's not that. I like all of them. I own all the consoles. I own a lot of retro consoles. I own a lot of stuff. I'm a big fan of gaming. And you know, these reviewers it's leaving a bad taste in our mouths, man. Like we can't trust nobody. Just look at the fact that GameSpot gave No Man's Sky a 7 out of 10, and look at this, they gave the same score, 7 out of 10, to Gears of War 4. Huh? Okay. Does that even make sense at all?
Nope, because everyone says they hate No Man's Sky.
That's what I'm saying. So how the hell does Gears of War get the same score as No Man's Scam, and Gears of War 4 actually, it's the same game. It's the same franchise that a lot of the Gears of War fans love, and a lot of people are praising the game. But that's why I say it just doesn't make sense. No Man's Sky had a lot of broken promises. You know, that Sean Murray's in hiding. A lot of people want him to come out and explain himself about the situation. What's the name of the studios? Is it Hello Games? Is it Hello Games? Am I right? Hello Games, their reputation is on the line because what they did and scammed all those people, it's going to be kind of hard for them to come back on the scene. And it was kind of messed up on how Sony basically threw him under the bus, even though they paid for him to go on those late night talk shows. They paid for him to do all those interviews, everything. But soon as everything went down to shit, they throwing his ass under the bus at Hello Games. Like, it doesn't make sense. They knew what that game was about, but they trying to cover their own ass. That right there was kind of messed up. It was kind of messed up on both ends. Not just Sony, Hello Games. They should have told the truth. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised this game still sold over 1 million the first week. Like, probably over half those sales was casual gamers because they just going by word of mouth. And we over here looking at what we seeing here. Like, I was like, no, this game is not a AAA quality type of game. All it is an indie game that's disguised as a AAA game. That's what it is. And when it came out, that's exactly what it came out to be. An indie game disguised as a AAA game with not much to offer. That's what I'm saying. It really does sucks, man. It really does sucks. But anybody else have anything to add to that?
Nah, man.
Before we go on to our last topic for the day. Nobody?
Nah,
all right.
I'm good.
All right, fuck these reviewers. All right, last topic of today. I believe this was an issue last week or the beginning of this week. I don't know. I've been in hiding. It was Monday.
Saturday.
With the Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday. The Xbox fan base went nuts over Respawn, the developer from Respawn, tweeting out a picture of a PlayStation 4 Titanfall 2, and he said blue is better. So that right there kind of sparked the console wars because, you know, some Xbox fans did not like that. And I know I'm kind of neutral on the situation because we know that Microsoft is paying, they is paying, not Respawn, they're paying EA for, I won't say exclusive rights, but marketing rights. But I know he did this out of sake of fun, whatever. But was it necessary for him to tweet a picture out, you know, of a PlayStation 4 disc? But, you know, he knows that Microsoft got the rights to, you know, they got the marketing rights. Or, like, what do y'all think about this whole situation? By him doing this, he knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to piss off a lot of fanboys. And a lot of fanboys got pissed off because it made the headlines. Everybody was talking about it. And for some reason, Next Gen 720, he wound up getting pinpointed out by Polygon, and he got pissed off. But it was a huge mess, man. But I gotta say, man, I don't care. I'm neutral. You know, I'm that kind of person. I'm like, okay, if I ain't paying you to advertise my product, but that we do got a competitor that's basically using the same product. Okay, if we got the rights to that product, then do not go to their competitors and market their shit, knowing that we are paying y'all to market ours. So I'm kind of seeing it that way, but a lot of people are seeing it as it's no big deal. I don't care. I'm neutral. I'm like, he should have been a little bit more professional about it, knowing that he was going to spark the console wars, especially when he said blue looks better. When he said blue looks better, knowing that the color blue is basically Sony's logo for the PlayStation brand, and green is the logo or the color for the Xbox brand. So, I was like, that's kind of childish. He shouldn't have done that. But like I say, man, these fanboys, they take everything seriously, and I was just laughing. I was eating popcorn, laughing, playing video games, watching my anime, seeing these grown-ass men crying about this, and it's just kind of funny. The main ones that's crying, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing else. What do y'all think about this? Well, let's start with you, Nick. What do you think about it? I know you got something to say.
I think the whole thing is. Man, who's echoing?
Huh?
Somebody's echoing.
I'm good.
Somebody's echoing. Hold on.
Not me. We need to do a test.
Okay, hold on.
Testing.
Testing.
Y'all, anybody else here echoing?
Not from you. Okay, testing.
Testing.
Okay, I don't hear it now. I guess it was a minute ago.
Oh, okay. All
right. So anyway, I think the whole thing is ridiculous, and the rage was unnecessary. And okay, so the guy just put up a picture of the PS4 disc.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. One guy said, "Hey, give me that game," but on Xbox though, he's just playing along. And that's when the guy tweeted back. He was like, "Oh, blue is sexier than green." It's like, really, dude? Just it's like, it's a color. It doesn't really matter. But that's when people started getting mad, and that's when they went to, well, you can't do that because you're violating Microsoft's marketing rights. And people were showing messages where they were canceling their pre-order for the game on Xbox One because the guy showed the PS4 disc. And it's like, that's stupid to do that. I mean, okay, if they want to be mad about the whole disc thing, that's one thing. It's like, whatever. It's just a stupid thing to fight over. But when you're sitting there canceling pre-orders and not buying the game now because of that, that's when you're just being fucking ridiculous. Because, this game is coming out for both consoles. So what you want to do is you want the game on your console of choice to outsell the other one, because if you're looking for those bragging rights and you want to use sales in those bragging rights, not buying the game and canceling pre-order is the wrong way to do that. Because for every you can cancel the pre-order for the Xbox One, but then that's just more sales to the PS4 at the end of the day. So it's like, when they're sitting there going, when the sales figures come out and it shows that PS4 outsold Xbox One, who do you blame for that? You blame the Xbox guys because they suddenly refuse to buy the game because of a picture.
And then guess
it's just
what? Titanfall 2 becomes a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, there you go. Right, I didn't think that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. You're absolutely right on that. It's like, that's something I didn't even think of. But yeah, all of a sudden it's like, oh well, nobody bought an Xbox One, so I guess we'll just move all this to PS4, and that's the end of that. And it's just like, you're screwing yourselves by acting like this. Seriously. And then these people immediately went to the emergency podcast. They're talking about, oh, well, Titanfall developer learns how marketing rights work. It's like, I'm pretty sure the guy knows how marketing rights work. These people aren't stupid. He just showed a picture of a disc. You just got mad because in your eyes it was the wrong color. I mean, what's the fucking difference?
But he wasn't. I mean, he's not slick, bro. He said it. He knew what he was saying, how he was saying it. Because there's 1,000 ways you could have said it to make it seem. I mean, either way you look at it, he did. It was slick. It was a slick shot at Xbox fans. Period. Even though
I think he was just trying to tell a joke.
Maybe
maybe tell a joke, and you can't joke to some people. It's like they take this way too seriously.
Yeah.
So, his smart-ass response to joke around and try to have fun with the fan base is to say things like I think blue, sexier than green. Unfortunately, a lot of this fan base has no fucking sense of humor whatsoever. So it's just like suddenly they took that as a declaration of war for some reason, and it's like it. And they're sitting there defending the honor and marketing rights for Microsoft when it's like, what's the difference? Is any of the marketing going into your pocket? No. No matter what you do, none of that money goes to you. You're going to buy this game. You buy this game on the PS4. You buy it on the Xbox One. Doesn't matter. You're losing. You're giving your money away. You're not getting anything back from it, except entertainment. If you choose to be entertained by this, so it's like you can sit there and get mad all you want by this and say that. And then cancel your pre-orders, but all you're doing is like hurting the Xbox brand more, and now you're helping the PS4 brand by allowing the sales to increase on their end because because you showed the wrong disc, and that's when it gets ridiculous. It's like these people are finding any excuse not to buy games, like they're doing any excuse not to play or buy games, and like you know who's going to kill the Xbox brand at this point? Xbox fans, because they're getting pissed off at every little thing. We already saw this what happened with Quantum Break. You know, they got mad because it was also on PC, so a lot of people refused to buy the game or just cancel their pre-orders. And it's like you're hurting your own. You want Xbox to thrive. You want to outlast. You want it to like surpass PS4 or Nintendo or PC. You gotta put the money into it. This is just how it is. I mean, if you don't want to buy the game, fine. I'm not saying it's your money at the end of the day, do what you want with it. But if you're going to sit here and champion for Xbox, refusing to buy games for it for the slightest thing is not going to help you keep Xbox around much longer. So it's like you're just like it's not going to be PS4 that kills the Xbox. It's not going to be PC. It's going to be the Xbox fans because suddenly they're refusing to buy every game that comes out for this thing because it's not either exclusive to it or it's just the timing is wrong or whatever. They're coming up with a million excuses not to buy these games all of a sudden, and it's hurting the brand more than helping it.
Yep, that's probably why they're not making another Quantum Break because the sales was very disappointing, man. It sucks, man.
I'm kind of pissed. I liked Quantum Break. I thought it was a great game, and the way it ended, it's like, all right, cool. I wanted this to be a franchise, a series.
Now same with Sunset Overdrive. Sales was disappointing. Yeah. Well, a lot of these Xbox guys, man, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of Xbox. I love the Xbox brand. But
what's your excuse with Sunset Overdrive? It didn't go anywhere else. It's still Xbox only at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, but at the end of the day, I don't think they generated enough sales to make a sequel. I'm not sure. I know it sold over 1 million, but I'm not sure how much money they put into that project. I don't know. But last time I heard, it just didn't meet their expectations. And it sucks. It really does. You know, like I say, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive, a game of that magnitude should have sold at least 3 to 4 million copies on the Xbox One, but it did not. So that's why
it'll probably outsell. It'll outsell on PS4, and then guess what? The next Tomb Raider game is going to be PS4 exclusive, and it's not going to be timed. It's going to be there, and that's it.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that way unless Sony, get the rights to it. But I think it's going to still be multi-plat. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not saying, but like,
even though Tomb Raider franchise originated on the PlayStation, but then again, it was multi-plat. The very first Tomb Raider was multi-plat with PlayStation. Not Nintendo 64. It wasn't on that game. It was on the Sega Saturn. If y'all remember. It was on the Sega Saturn. But the other Tomb Raider games, of course, it was just PlayStation exclusive until the original Xbox came out. So basically, when it comes to Tomb Raider, a lot of fans are familiar with the franchise since it's over 20 years old. And if you did on original PlayStation, whenever it comes out, I think probably coming in the next couple of weeks, whatever. A lot of people are familiar with the franchise. But I hope this game sells really well. I hope it sells 2, 3, 4 million. I really hope so.
I got one quick question. It's on topic but off topic. Yeah. Tomb Raider. If I already purchased it for the Xbox One, I have a physical copy. Do I get the stuff for free or?
What stuff?
The extra stuff like the new Horde mode and the new clothes and weapons and still whatever DLC they have.
The zombie mode too.
Oh yeah, that. Do I get all that? I think I heard that you get Xbox people get it for free if you already own the game, something like that.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I didn't hear about that, but it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a really
I'm
good
gonna look that
question.
up right now. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. Because if you guys
Well,
own
they
that
could-
game, it's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Tomb Raider's good. Have you played it?
What, you talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rise of
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I bought it day one. And the
Oh.
deal with that is, when that came out, Fallout 4 was out the same day. And
Oh, yeah,
whenever I
I
went to
about
GameStop,
that,
they swearing up and down I came from Fallout 4. I was like, no, I came from Tomb Raider. It's like, are you sure? Everybody was like, I said, no, I don't want Fallout 4. I want Rise of the Tomb Raider because I was such a huge fan of the reboot Tomb Raider. That was a really good game.
It was.
And Rise of the Tomb Raider was a groundbreaking game. I loved everything about the game. If you want to compare it to Uncharted 4, yes, Uncharted 4 got a better story, but overall, I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was a better game.
Better game, yeah. I think the upgrading, playing the way you want to play, the hunting, the collectibles.
You get the fast
just felt
travel.
better.
You get to do a lot of stuff in which you cannot do on Uncharted 4. That's what
Very,
I'm saying.
Uncharted 4 is very linear, man. Very linear.
Besides the Metacritic score on Rise of the Tomb Raider is 86. Metacritic score with Uncharted 4 is 93. Huh. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, they got their opinions and we got our opinions. Don't get me wrong. I love Uncharted. Honestly, if you want to compare Uncharted game, I can compare Uncharted 2 with Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think Uncharted 2 was a hell of a game.
Yep.
But I'm going to still choose Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm going to still choose. Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of the best action-adventure games I ever played. That game was magnificent. But it does not get enough praise. Maybe if it was multi-plat, maybe if Sony would have the rights or exclusive rights for at least a year, a time exclusive on a PS4, maybe it would have been a different outcome. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're going to review it on the PS4, and it wouldn't surprise me if you get a higher score than an 86.
Right.
That's what I'm. But it seems like everything that touches Xbox is going to have a lower score because PlayStation is a more powerful system, not by much. Frame rate's a little bit better, so if they want to judge by all that, then you can expect a better score on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like, I don't know, man. It sucks. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was also on the Xbox 360, I believe. Am I right?
I don't know. I have to look it up. Let me see.
360. Yeah, 360, Xbox One, and the PC. So, overall, I'm thinking this game probably sold maybe 2.5 to 3 million. I won't say that's a success, but a game of that magnitude should have sold a lot better than that. If Uncharted 4 could sell 1 million the first week, why Rise of the Tomb Raider couldn't sell 1 million the first week? I don't understand.
Well,
you got to remember, Tomb Raider has been out a lot longer than Nathan Drake.
There's a lot of reasons why, and a lot of people are gonna get angry when I say it, but it's just the truth. Here's some comparisons we can make between Uncharted and Tomb Raider. One thing we can say is with the older Tomb Raiders, they didn't sell as well and they were more puzzle based. And puzzle games are more of a niche crowd. As a fan of Phoenix Wright, which is all about puzzles, I can admit that a lot of people find puzzle games to be boring. Now, Rise of the Tomb Raider obviously did not go in this direction like the previous Tomb Raiders, but it still had that negative stigma. Now, the other thing is, there are personal biases. And I think considering what's happening with Battlefield 1 right now and what's been talked about with Luke Cage over Twitter and stuff, I definitely have to talk about this, though it is going to piss people off. And there is a certain stigma of this dude bro gaming and how things are supposed to be. Nathan Drake fits that build. He's a young white dude. And Tomb Raider Lara Croft is a woman. So unfortunately, there are people that are biased, racist, and sexist that will hold that against her too. And you might not believe it, but I mean, Battlefield 1 right now, you got a lot of people complaining because the main character is black and saying they don't want to buy it because they can't accept that in World War I that there was black people fighting in the war. And that they feel that they're not being presented properly, which was another argument with Luke Cage, where some people were saying we don't want to watch it because we don't feel like other races are being represented well. Though this is supposed to be Harlem back in the day, not Harlem now because that's obviously changed, but Harlem back in the day. So there are people that have those stigmas and have that sexism and racism, and a young white male versus a young woman as a main character, there's gonna be people that don't buy it just because of that too. So you take the factor of being a puzzle game, white male dude, bro, versus a woman, and there you go.
Hold on, Uncharted 4 is a puzzle game too. There's a lot of puzzles on that game, so it doesn't make sense. They both similar. I'm playing Uncharted 4 right now. They're both similar, but it's like this: the first 2 to 3 hours of Uncharted 4 versus Rise of Tomb Raider. Rise of Tomb Raider is basically a damn movie. No, I'm sorry. Uncharted 4 is basically a damn movie. Rise of Tomb Raider just straight action. I don't know, man. Everybody got their own opinions, man. I don't know. Both games are great. Both games are really, really good. But you are right, Retro. A lot of people got that stigma. A lot of people, use the sexism, racism, all that bullshit. Yes, I heard about that Luke Cage situation. A lot of people, Caucasian people, are pissed off because they said the show needs more diversity. But what about Friends? What about Seinfeld? What about Sex and the City? I could name a lot of
Frasier.
There's a lot of shows.
I want to say this real quick. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you played Drake's Uncharted and Tomb Raider, the death animations are the same.
I mean, that's why when people get mad that there's Asian people saying they're upset that an Asian isn't playing Iron Fist, I'm like, I can't be mad at that. They have a right to be upset.
No, but Iron Fist was never Asian though.
And
he was always white. He was always white.
And like even with well, Iron Fist wouldn't be a good example, but Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah, they got
You've heard about that, right?
What's that lady name? Johansson.
Yeah. The dude to be the main. I mean, she's pretty, but I can understand where they feel misrepresented, and I feel like I can't say anything to them about it because it is an anime and it's their culture. Like I feel like I'd be in the wrong to tell them what to be angry about.
If you think about it, like maybe Lucy Liu would probably fit the category, or unless they want somebody young. That's probably what it is. They want somebody young. But
maybe Japanese anime should stop making all the characters look like white people.
Yeah, that is true though.
Hey, that's true too.
That is true. I always wonder. I don't know why most of these characters look white. Do they got an obsession with white folks, or I don't know what it is?
Well, I've heard this before on a lot of anime channels, and I'm gonna tell you what a lot of them have said. Now, it still kind of sounds like BS to me, but what they're saying is they're saying that they're not trying to make anime characters look like white people, but what they're doing is they're taking features that they personally like from all races and put them together. So I guess if you're looking at the skin, you think they look at white people, but then if you look at the breast and the butt, they don't look like white people there. So they're taking pieces from every race that they like to make what they think is the perfect woman. And I guess to some degree, even though that sounds like bull, it does kind of sound like that.
Well, in that case, if you notice in a lot of animes, the black characters are either stupid or got an afro with some big-ass gigantic lips. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that. I think,
But see, I can't even say that because when you look at older anime, Japanese characters that aren't black, like even the light-skinned ones, wear afros. And some of those animes, the strongest characters have fros. So it depends on the anime you're looking at and how much you're digging. Like if you're looking at mainstream anime, I can see your point. But if you're really, really like an anime watcher and you're watching stuff like Beyond DBZ and stuff, it does not fit that bill.
Or we can mention, speaking of DBZ, what's the Pope? Was it Popo? Mr. Popo. Yeah, why's he got a black face with a big ass lips? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people did not like that. When I was a kid, I never looked at that. I was like, okay, cool. But once you get older, you starting to understand, and you learn a lot about racism, and you see a whole bunch of stories, articles about this certain group or white group go to a party, blackface and big lips,
like,
whatever. They do a lot of stuff
at the same time, though, can you really be mad at them? Because you can go in some neighborhoods right now and go to like a Chinese restaurant or whatever, and how do those people talk? How do those people talk to them at the restaurant? It comes off rude and disrespectful. Like you know what I'm talking about. So that's in all cultures. If you have an ignorance of the culture, that's how you're gonna come off.
No, I understand. It doesn't really bother me. It really doesn't. It's funny though, but I'm just a huge fan of anime, so y'all can tell in my background. I just love anime. Just love anime. I can't stop buying posters, man. I can't stop.
I mean, we got Killer B. He's black. You know what I mean? Got the
Killer B. I don't. Hold on. Is he?
Yeah.
No.
He raps.
He just got
The whole Cloud Village is black.
Okay.
The whole Cloud Village is black.
Yeah. He raps and he got braids, so that's a stereotypical black guy, huh?
And he
Right.
raps.
Yeah, and he raps.
What y'all think about that? Have y'all been catching up on Naruto?
Nah, I haven't caught up.
I'm at the point that they're finally starting to fight again.
No, they about finished. The Sasuke Naruto fight is over.
I've been watching it on Crunchyroll, and the last part I saw, they were still fighting Kaguya or whatever her name is.
Oh man, you need to catch up, dude.
I read the ending in the manga anyway, but I'm behind in the anime.
I don't do mangas. I like to watch it. I'm sorry. I like to watch it. I know a lot of people are manga fans, but I like to watch. Some people say
but see, I'm the type of person where if I get into something, I want to finish it quick, and the manga's been done for almost a few years now, so that's more or less the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I think about how long I would have had to wait to conclude the series, and that's infuriating. Because I've been done for a long time now, and now I'm just like, I'm watching the animation, but I know the answers.
I'm thinking either next week or the week after could be I think it might be the last episodes of the whole entire series. The was it Shippenden? How you pronounce it? Shippenden. I think
it's pronounced Shippuden. It means Hurricane Chronicles.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, man, it was interesting. Well, if you hadn't seen it, it's yesterday's episode was mostly talking and Sasuke. He's, you know what? I don't want to spoil it. Just look at it. I want to talk about it, but we're not doing the anime podcast. I know, Retro. You've been wondering when we gonna do
I've been on a lot of good stuff lately because all I was doing homework. I started Reborn, and Reborn's a really good anime about a kid that's being trained to be a mob boss in the mafia.
I tried it. I tried the first 10 episodes, and it just didn't catch me. But
oh really?
You know what I've started watching, man? I'm halfway through. Is Berserk, man.
Berserk?
I've heard that's good. That and JoJo. I got to get the both of those.
Yeah, Berserk. First, you watch the movies first, then you watch the series.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that on that list. I hadn't seen it yet. I've been watching a whole bunch of stuff, like some comedy, wacky, romantic, romance, slice of life. I watch a lot of that stuff. And I need to get back on. Was it Kuroko basket?
Kuroko's basketball. Yeah, that's good.
Is it Kuroko? Yeah, it is a good anime. I think I stopped at episode 6. I think 5 or 6.
That anime will make you want to watch like sports anime. And I tell you, after that, if you want to level up, you have to watch Hajime no Ippo and Eye Shield 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hajime no Ippo is from the 80s, but it's so popular that the anime's been like redone, and now they have 3 seasons out. Season 1 is 75 episodes, Season 2 is 25 episodes, and Season 3 is 25 episodes. And they give every character their light. Like in Season 2, it's about all the other boxers in the gym and not necessarily Ippo. Then Season 3, you find out more about the boxing trainer. So they go back to like World War II, back when he was boxing and whatnot. It's beast.
Okay, I'll probably check it out. I'm currently I'm watching. Sometimes I'll be watching so much anime. Sometimes I forget the names of them. I just be going through them like fucking water, to be honest. But a lot of them are good. But anyway, what the hell was we talking about? We keep getting off the subject. Did we even finish our last subject?
Pretty much.
We was talking about the Xbox fan base getting salty over a fucking disc or something.
Yeah.
But I guess that's about it, unless somebody else got something to add.
What do you guys been playing?
I've been playing. I didn't really play much games this week, but last weekend I played. I beat Gears of War Judgment. I finally beat that. I beat Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. Beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Played Bayonetta.
Wait, how'd you like that?
Which one? Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. It was free, so I wanted to get the triple pack. You got the one in India and the one in Russia, I think.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I started the first level and I was like, hey, I like this. The 2D thing was pretty cool.
I'm not sure if they got that on the Xbox One. I didn't see it on the Xbox One at the GameStop, but they got on the PS4 the triple pack. I thought about getting the PS4, but I don't know. Time comes, I'll go back and get it. But my main focus is getting Gears of War 4, and which is coming out Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday.
Yeah, I already got mine installed. I'm ready to get it in.
Yeah, mine is preloaded on Windows 10.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get to play yours tonight?
Really?
Oh, are you playing yours tonight? No, it is tonight, ain't it? Or it's tomorrow?
It's the 11th, I believe, is the date that you can play it. They were just letting us preload it now.
But if you hold on, don't y'all get it 4 days early? Oh, you gotta get the season pass, right?
No, it's the Ultimate Edition. It's $100.
Yeah, I didn't buy the Ultimate Edition.
Okay, you gotta get that season pass to get that. Okay, I see why Zen Gamer, he's playing his tonight. I was like, man, you son of a bitch. But yeah, man, I am really excited for this game. Bro, they got an 85 Metacritic score or 91 or 92 like the previous ones. I don't give a damn. I'm very excited. And we got our team set, right? Me, you, and me, Retro, Gamer Nick, and Alex. So it's us four Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I need to add you guys on Xbox so we can game, man. I haven't got you guys. I got you. I got Real Gamer, but I ain't got nobody else. I got to get Nick on there and
Okay, which one's your gamer tag?
It's the STN Shona.
I didn't get a lot of people.
Shona.
Huh?
Shona. Yeah.
Shona?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Shona.
Yeah. That's me.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, I got to add Nick, too.
I've been getting a lot of
mine's the
people,
original
like,
Retro Bro. Go ahead and add me.
Okay.
yeah, I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up on the Xbox, and then they follow me to the PlayStation. Everywhere I go, I'm playing video games. I'm getting a lot of these messages, man. I was like, man, can I play some games, man? God dang. It's all good, though.
And that's how I feel, too, because there's been a lot of games I want to play, but school's just been getting me. I've been having exams after exams. I took one last week. I got 3 next week.
Oh, real? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, before we end the cast, I guess we could ask a couple of questions. I got a few more minutes left. Okay, y'all in the chat, if y'all got a few questions, ask some questions. Ask away. If I got some. What's going on, Gorilla Legends? I think you just got here. Somebody named It's Only a Piece of Plastic. Oh man, that's good. That's a good name.
What Nintendo series would be perfect for anime? But Matthew Pipes. I would have to say Zelda.
Zelda? Wasn't there a Zelda series like a long time ago?
No.
What was it?
Well, there was, but it wasn't anime and it wasn't really all that great.
It was a cartoon show, and it was it first started off as a little small segment on the Super Mario Super Show, and then they gave it like its own show. Almost
really?
like how the old like He-Man and Thundercat styles were. It had that type of animation, but it was like Link almost had the personality of Peter Pan, and Zelda was like all uppity and a pain, and he was pretty much trying to avoid her, but it's like, I gotta save the princess, and they did that for every episode, essentially.
Oh, really? I never saw it. RG, can you do a cartwheel?
I do own the series on DVD.
Oh, really? Lewis, if I do a cartwheel, I probably can't. I probably can't get up. I would do a half cartwheel and I would fall down, and I probably have to get a forklift to get me up. My big ass in the cartwheel. Hell no, fuck that. Probably back in the day, not now. It's a question for you, Retro, from Nia. What comments are you reading?
Usually Batman, sometimes Superman, and Flash. Also, to answer Matt's question about the anime, I think Fire Emblem fits it pretty well because it already has that style. Then when you look at like Lucina and some of the other characters, they can be written to already have like actual stories and plots because it's an RPG game where they already have connections and stuff. So it would just be expanding further on that story. Like I feel like a lot of times if you already have an anime style of animation, and you already are in an RPG game, it makes it a lot easier to make a story because your plot is already essentially flushed out, and you already have the style of traditional anime, so it makes it easy for them to just transition because they're already halfway there.
Oh, okay. Um, Fire Emblem anime. Oh, did you already answer that one? Fire Emblem anime. I'm not really into the series. Fire Emblem or Kid Icarus? What do y'all think?
I've never played Kid Icarus, so I'm not really sure. I mean, Fire Emblem is cool. I think it's small doses. I'm not really big on playing strategy command games for too long, where you're just moving around and doing little small abilities on like a big map.
Yeah, I'm not really into those type of games myself. Okay, let me see. Would you rather play Federation Force or oh my God, Amiibo Festival? Dave J, don't start that shit today, man. Damn. Federation Force or
Well,
Amiibo?
I would say Federation Force because you don't have to buy anything extra to play it.
How about I just don't want to play them? I don't want to play them. Period. Shit, they're garbage. Let me see. You've been reading Rebirth?
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to get into it yet. I do want to read it whenever I get the chance, but I've been overloaded with work.
Yeah,
I just wait for them to come out in graphic novel form or volume form before I pick them up.
I'm overloaded with work myself, man. I'm tired. I really forced myself to do this podcast tonight. I'm tired.
Yeah, because like I've been really busy with school, but my GI Bill is almost done, which pays for school right now. So now I'm trying to get a part-time job that I can transition to a full-time job once the semester ends, so I can try to earn money to stay in school. So really busy.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Sometimes gaming gotta take a back seat, man, because we got our everyday lives we got to attend to, man. I got my family. I got my full-time job. I work overtime. I got priorities, man. But I wish I could say the same thing with some of these folks in this community, man. Like, they is on YouTube every single day. You kind of wonder if they ain't got a life or whatever. But every time something happens, they do an emergency podcast. It's just funny. While they doing the emergency podcast, I'm just out there I'm just enjoying myself with my family. I'm just enjoying life. So I got a life outside of YouTube, man. So
I don't understand how these people do so many podcasts. I'm already worn out by doing just this one.
I know we're about to take a couple more questions. We gotta end it because I got a couple of TV shows I gotta watch tonight. I still hadn't watched The Empire.
I still gotta have dinner and finish studying.
Okay.
I want to see if I can finish it tonight.
Super Mario, Pokemon Nerd. Did y'all talk about the NX? Yeah, we did talk about the NX in this video. That was the first topic we talked about was the NX with Boogie and all that. That was the first topic. But you know how I do my podcast. I talk Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. I don't fanboy this shit out. We talk about everything, man. Talk about everything. What you rather play? What, CDI Zelda? Hold on, what's the CDI Zelda? Which one's that one? CDI? You know what you're talking about?
You don't know what the CDI Zelda is?
CDI? No.
Just look it up on YouTube and you'll get all your answers.
Is it that bad?
I can't describe it. You have to see it for yourself.
It must
get a
really
chance.
Be bad. So would you rather play that or Order 1886?
I would play the Zelda CDI game just out of morbid curiosity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, when you get a chance, look that up, and you'll know why that was. You'll just understand.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna see what y'all talking about.
We got a good question from EJ Johnson.
Yeah.
He said, "What kind of games do you want to have for a comic book series?" I think that's a good question. I think the best one we can do personally, and this is just my opinion, I think Black Panther would make a good game, mainly because you can make it really expansive, and there's a lot you can do with him based on his world. Like, You could choose to make it action adventure if you want it, kind of like Spider-Man and stuff if you wanted to, and then have parts where he does stealth. Because even though they didn't do it in the Black Panther movie, Black Panther does have the ability to become stealth with his suit, so that would be really cool. Another thing you could also do with Black Panther is you could also have particular missions where people are trying to get on Uganda and you're trying to protect Uganda and get them off. So you're like kind of fighting them, and you could actually set it up to where it's almost like a hack and slash, but you're hurrying up and trying to defend different strongholds on Uganda, almost like Samurai Warriors, and make that like a little mini game portion. Like there's so much you could do with Black Panther's character in different game formats and kind of just mesh it into one, just to give you the best of both worlds and a lot of different combinations with it. I think it'd be cool.
Speaking of Black Panther, you know how people talking about Luke Cage and all that, they ain't got enough diversity. Black Panther's going to be a really huge, big budget movie, and the main character happens to be black. And the movie's going to be in Africa. They're going to be based in Africa. So I wonder if the same people that was complaining about Luke Cage going to complain about Black Panther as far as diversity.
If they do Black Panther the way he's supposed to be in the comics, they definitely will, because Black Panther has a bias against the Western world. And when I say the Western world, I'm not just talking about white people. He has just a bias against the Western world in general. And for those of you that seen Marvel Civil War, you've seen that going to that whole debate conference, his father was already killed. So the way it normally works in the comics is they don't like anybody coming into their country. And if you try to come in their country, they will take care of you like brutally. So if it's the way it is in the comics, he's going to be real disrespectful to a lot of people.
I think for the video game side, I would like to see Punisher get some more justice.
Punisher?
Yeah, I think he got one on the PS2 days. He had that one game with the crazy interrogations and all that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I want to see Punisher in the video game again.
I think I skipped over somebody's question a while ago. Something about the NX. Let me see if I can find. I'm not trying to skip nobody.
No, you answered it. They want to know if we talked about it yet. That was pretty much it.
No, it's from It's Only a Piece of Plastic. Do you think Nintendo could turn things around with the NX? That was the question.
It's hard to tell since they don't want to talk about the damn thing.
Yeah,
right.
If only we know anything about this. We just going based on speculations and rumors. So until Nintendo say something, reveal this thing, then we can actually give more of a strong opinions about it. But as far as right now, we don't know shit about it. So I guess that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. All right. Questions over with. We're about to end this podcast because it's getting a little late my time. It's like going on 10:30. Next week we're going to do this show Thursday. I'm going back to my regular schedule Thursday because a lot of my followers, they rather me do it on Thursday because Fridays a lot of people are busy with life. So yeah, it's gonna be back Thursdays next week. I'm not working on overtime, so I should be a lot better. This whole entire week I was completely drained. I was just so out of it. And expect more content. I know my content has went down a lot on this channel. That's because I just been living. I've been either playing video games or I'm with my family. I'm having a good time. So I'm doing a little bit more content. I know some of y'all want to know where the hell I'm at. Getting messages on Xbox. I'm getting messages on PSN. Yeah, you coming back to YouTube? Yes, I'm coming back. Don't expect me on YouTube every day, man. I can't do it. But like I say, man, expect a little bit more content, and I'm feel better. But as we are closing, anybody got any final thoughts before we close the show?
If you haven't seen the new episodes for Flash and Arrow that came out this season, you need to get on that. That's all I got.
I heard Flash is a really good show. I might just try that out.
Yeah, it's fire.
I need to get back on Walking Dead. I haven't seen the season yet, so no spoilers. I haven't seen the season yet. I like to wait. I like to get a lot of episodes together so I can actually enjoy it. That's why I really hate watching a series, and I gotta wait every freaking week for the. Technically, it's like a 35-minute show. It's an hour show, but you got to count the commercials and all that. You know, you get into it, and all of a sudden it's going off. So I like to let them, come in bunches. So
average time of the show without commercials clocks in about 42 minutes.
Something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I like the bunch. I like to bunch a lot of them so I can actually enjoy. I love The Walking Dead. That's a fantastic show. Very good show. But anybody else before we get out of here?
No, pretty much it.
All right. I guess that's it, y'all. I'm just fucking tired. I'm about to go smoke me a fatty. No, just playing. I don't smoke. But yeah, man.
That sounds beast right now.
Anyway, guys, hell of a show. Be back next Thursday. The Real Talk with the Real Gamer Show. We're gonna have our usual cast and crew back. Of course, everybody got their own stuff going on. It's the weekend, so I couldn't get everybody here tonight. So, all day, every day, I will bring you back on. I will bring you back on. I know you asked me before, and you're a cool guy. A lot of people like you, so expect I'll give you a call again, man, whenever you're free. But I guess after that, let's go and get to our outros, man. Start with you, Mr. Gamer Nick.
All right, this is Nick from Gamertag Incorporated. It's been another interesting episode of Real Talk Real Gamer. I thought we'd cover some pretty good topics and give some pretty good opinions of what's going on in the world of gaming for the past week, even though there's really a lot going on. And see you guys next week.
All right. All right, let's go with you, Mr. Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. Had a lot of fun. See you guys next week. Bye.
All right. All right, last but not least, I'm going to go with you, Mr. All Day, Every Day.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on the show. Maybe I can finally be a part of it, and hopefully see you guys again. I'm out here representing Gamers United. Go check out my boy B Shadow's channel. We have a podcast there every Sunday. We got a whole new panel, so you guys come down and check it out.
All right, appreciate you, man. And like I say, man, next Thursday, regular schedule, regular time, 7:30 Central Time. Next Thursday, let's come back. And if you ain't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. I will have people's channels link in the description below. Subscribe to them, support them, and we will see y'all on the next turnaround. Peace.